in this little doorway.
We are squeezed in. I did say, should we get the table and chairs out? But we're not away this weekend, we're just out and about. So we thought, right, while we're out and about, we think we're pretty well qualified now to do like a review of our van, because we've had it for we've nearly been using it for 6 months.
Yeah, so this is the 6-month review of the Auto Trail Expedition 68. And this is the van that we're retiring into and going travelling in.
Yeah.
So we'll show you around.
If we can get out of this doorway.
Big arse.
So this is our van, Auto Trail Expedition 68. We did a lot of research to get this van. We made 2 trips to the NEC. Billy's much more patient than me, lots and lots of online searching and looking round. We had a budget, obviously, and we had a set of specifications, and this is the van that just met all of that criteria. So, 1, it was within our budget, so it's probably the bottom end price of a van with this specification. I mean, it's bottom end, but it's by no way basic. It's absolutely fabulous, and I think the finish inside's really good. It's the right size, so it's 6.3 metres, which still means we can get on the ferry cheaply, and also we can actually afford to run it. 3, it's got the garage that Billy absolutely desperately needed, because he was getting a little bit old to lift them bikes up. So we've got a massive garage now that we can fit all our junk and rubbish in. That also suits me, because I'm a tidy freak. Inside of my van stays beautiful and tidy, and all the rubbish and stuff goes in our van. And we've got the fixed bed and the all-important toilet and shower. So let's go for a look inside. We love the colour as well.
Yeah, and the colour's now an extra, so
Yeah.
we were lucky we got that colour.
We love
Now
this.
they charge you for that colour.
Why do they charge you for the colour now?
Don't know, because the base vans must come in a
Yeah,
different
so
colour.
anyway, this van is no longer available in this colour, is it?
It is if you pay extra.
Oh, right, sorry.
You're not listening, are you?
Sorry. So, all the interior's grey as well. And at first I thought it was a little bit dull, but it isn't. Everything matches, it all fits. So anything we've added to it, we've sort of tried to keep to the same colours.
So, 2 captain seats at the front. No.
Yeah.
And we've got these dry road covers to try and save the seats.
Yeah, because we reckon we'll be getting in and out wet, dirty, dusty. So we wanted to protect the interior of the van. These dry road seats are great. They keep you warm in winter, cool in summer. Come off, wash, absolutely perfect. I think we only paid about 70 quid for 2 of them. We did try to buy the double. However, it was a little bit more complicated cutting it and putting it on. So we've gone for a £5 throw from Tesco's, which just again protects that. So we didn't get any carpets or anything like that. We've just bought a few little rugs. Again, they can all chuck in the washing machine.
So yeah, and extras in the front. We got the cab blinds.
Oh,
we
cab blinds.
Didn't get a lot of extras, but we did get cab blinds to sides and to the front.
Yeah, so it is absolutely brilliant having the cab blinds.
Yeah, we do use a silver screen sometimes as well on the outside.
But, you know, these are just so handy. Slide up and down like that. So, and they're much easier to use than our other ones out there.
Yeah, so the one thing we didn't get as an extra we probably should have done, should have probably got CarPlay. So, if anybody's had a CarPlay system fitted, I know people say it's dead easy, but we're useless. Had it fitted somewhere now around the East Yorkshire, East Riding of Yorkshire area, then let us know if you've got any recommendations, because we definitely want to get one of those fitted. So yeah, leave us a comment on where we should go for that. Cheers. So, living space. This was one of the things that really concerned me about this van, and our first night away in it, I thought, oh my God, I can't live for this I cannot live in this van for 3 months. Our old van had a sofa, obviously that became the bed, etc. And I just felt like I had more of a lounge area. But after sort of the first night away, first 2 nights away, I was well settled in, and we've got more than enough to manage with perfectly. And if, just say you got stuck in the van for a long time in bad weather, you could, if you wanted a little bit more space, you could just take that table out. So this table also extends. So it pulls out, so if you want to eat on that side, you just pull the table out. It slides as well, doesn't it? To make a little bit extra room. So if you want a bit more room on this side, you just move the table over, or you can actually unhook it. So yeah, you know, after spending a bit of time in this van, I settled into it completely, and we've got plenty of living space. We've got great cupboard space as well, so we tend to keep a lot of our food in these cupboards here. This took a little bit of getting used to, again, because I felt like everything was the opposite way round, but it's just a little bit of practice, and again, once you've cooked a few meals in it, you do settle down. You just get used to unhooking that. That's your extra prep space there, or that's where I put my you know, my mat when I'm washing up and things like that. You've got the 2-ring burner, so we've got a lot of the silicone pans, and the silicone kettle is really, really, really effective. Boils water really, really quickly. 2-ring, I know I moan on, but 2 rings is perfectly adequate. And we've just got a Ridge Monkey as well, which obviously speeds the cooking process up. We have used the oven for Sunday dinners. Obviously it takes longer, but you can use the oven, and it does work okay, and it does have the small grill. Just took a little bit of getting used to everything being the other way around, but you've got more than enough stuff, space, storage, and now I've got into the swing of things. Everything's to hand, and I'm finding it quite easy to cook meals now. So, fridge. All it's got in here at the moment is booze left over from last festival, but the fridge is a cracking size. Can you bring it over so we can just have a little bit more of a look round? The fridge is a cracking size, and it is really, really effective, and the joy of having a compressor fridge as well, so you're not having to run on gas or anything. The solar works brilliant, and we never used to leave our fridge on all the time, but now we just leave our fridge on all the time. And this little freezer as well is great. You can't get a massive amount in it, but you can get a few bits and pieces, you know, just a few little bits and pieces in there. So yeah, fabulous size fridge and freezer. And as I said, with it being a compressor fridge, we leave it on all the time. So this is a cracking size bathroom. I don't know if you can see, but this is now Billy's favourite bit. So before, his knees literally touched the bathroom wall. Obviously I'm a lot smaller, so I've got a lot of room, but Billy was like squished up. Now he could literally sit here and read the paper if he chose to. It's a fabulous bathroom. Every time we've used it, because it's a wet room as well, when we've used it, I just dry it all out with a microfiber towel, pull the curtain out, make sure it dries, and they're ready to go again. Shower, obviously you just pull out, put it on there, and it is a cracking little shower. Really is a good little shower. The sink, however, is absolutely useless. So one thing I would say about this van is you can't even barely get in there to clean your teeth. You can't get your head in near enough to almost to stop yourself dribbling. So that is one feature of this van that sort of needs redesigning or putting somewhere different, because I mean I struggle, so somebody bigger than me will definitely struggle. But the rest of the bathroom is absolutely brilliant. Toilet, if it's getting used heavily, about 3 days. You've got all your little storage here, and as I said, it's a wet room, so it's really easy to keep clean and dry. Joy of joys, I've got a bed. So I am a sleepy person. I love my bed. Billy's a night owl, so he wants to stay up and watch stuff on TV, whereas I love my bed. So when you've got to make your bed up every night and pull your bedding out and everything, I used to be like, oh, I want to go to bed, and he wanted to watch TV and I'm there forcing myself to stay awake. Now I've got this. So this is perfectly big enough for the two of us. I'm 5 foot nothing, you're 5 foot
10.
5'10", and you can lay out, can't you? Yeah. Without your feet being squished up.
If you're a 6 footer, you'd struggle.
Yeah, so
this van's not for big people.
No, so up to what? Up to.
I wouldn't go much further 5'10".
Yeah, so or you'd have to lay more diagonally. But us two, our heights, 5'3", 5'10", we fit in perfectly like that, don't we?
Yeah.
And it is so comfy. So that's my festival hat. so comfy. We also added a Panda mattress topper just for that bit of extra comfort. And yeah, it is absolute bliss. I love this bed. So we do have lights, and they're perfect as well. So we've got the strip light there, and if you're in bed, you've got your individual little lights there. There's also a USB port, but we can't charge anything in it on a night because it has this annoying blue light, which irritates you, doesn't it? So we use it for charging during the day, but on a night, the blue light is right over Billy's head and it does annoy him. So that could probably do to be located something else. Everything else about this space is fantastic in it. One thing I love is being able to lay and look at the stars. So you can actually lay in bed. If you've got your vent open or whatever, you can just lay and look at the stars if you choose not to shut it. So I like that. So there's a window behind this cover. There isn't any blinds or anything. It is just a cover, but you could, if you were, you wanted a little bit of extra light, you could roll that up. We tend to leave it just as it is. And then of course you've got your thermal cover on the back panel here, which you can again unzip. So if you had the most stunning view on a morning, you could just unzip that and look out. But again, most of the time we tend to just keep it zipped up. When we're doing a lot more travelling and we have them fabulous views, it will definitely be unzipped in the morning. In this space also, we have his and hers wardrobes. That's Billy's, that's mine. We have his and hers cupboards. Again, that's mine, that's Billy's. So we've got ample space for our clothes. When we're travelling, they're probably a bit scruffy, but I'll open one up. I don't know what's in there. Let me have a look. Oh, I leave just a few bits and pieces in there, but they are a really decent size. And when we're travelling, we'll probably put some of our outdoor gear and that in the boot, so we've got a little bit more space in here. But there's adequate room in here for everything. And with these drawers are a cracking size as well. At the moment, they're just full of junk. And we use one for like towels and that sort of stuff. Would probably be a little bit tidier when we're travelling full time. One at the bottom is for our sort of shoes we need handy, sort of flip-flops, slippers, trainers, that type of thing are in the bottom one, aren't they?
Windows. You can open the windows, obviously. They've got catches, but they all come with shades as standard. And they also, as standard, have your mozzie nets. So yeah, that's all the windows come like that, apart from the one in the bedroom that you saw earlier. Power. The other addition that we had, apart from the cab blinds and stuff, and the tray that we'll see in a minute, so we got a second leisure battery. So we've never ever had a problem so far doing 2 or 3 days. We've not lost power, but we do have solar on top. So there's 100 watts. There's a little switch in here you have to be careful of, because if it gets knocked, it'll switch that 100 watts from going to your leisure batteries to going to your car battery. But then again, if your car battery's low, you can switch it and charge your car battery up. So the thing this doesn't have is it's all 12 volt. There is no actual inverter. So the reason that we've bought a little Bluetti is so that we don't need to get this fitted out with inverter. We'll use that power station, and then that means we've got portable power as well if we need to go outside the van. So we've got a tiny little Bluetti, which you'll see on the other videos, and that is actually last weekend when we were at a festival, we managed to run the Starlink and a laptop off it with 200 watts of solar power that we've got in a panel in the back. We're actually putting positive charge into it while running those two things. So we think that the Bluetti is probably going to be quite good on our little travels, because it's going to give us all that power. We can charge it up when we're plugged in somewhere, and then we take it with us, and it's going to extend the life of the van. So I think the thing that will restrict this van is going to be the toilet. I don't think it's going to be the power. I think after about 3 days, maybe 4 if we're really careful and utilising other stuff, we're going to need some services.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, so I think that's the thing that we'll be looking for, is just to clean it. We'll have plenty of water, we'll get water, we can put that, we can handle water in.
Yeah,
so,
power, not an issue. I think we're fully powered up. Yeah. But as you've said, very valid point. The only thing that's going to restrict us off-grid is the toilet.
I think so.
And obviously we ain't dumping our toilet anywhere we shouldn't.
So we want to put it in a proper place, unless we're really, really wild, and then it's off into the hills with a shovel like we used to do when we camped. We're wild camping. So yeah, so power. But we'll show you the rest of this. But you've got to be careful with that switch, just not to hit it the wrong way. And then there's a separate bit of door there, but I'm not going to do it because it just comes a bit out of line.
So that USB port is in a ridiculous place.
Oh yeah. So power wise, there is a little USB port here which has 2 ports in, and it's really, really finicky to get in. But I do have an extender, and I'm thinking I might run, it's got a multiple port, so I might just plug an extender in here and just stick it there, because it'll have several different ports in there. So I think I might do something like that.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah. So yeah.
It's really hard to get anything in there. I mean, we do.
We do cables in, but they're just a bit difficult. And you've got a couple of 12 volts, but one down there and one at the top, but you've got to be plugged in for that. Like I said, we've got no inverter. We've just got our Bluetti, which is under there. Just hidden under there at the moment.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's the power situation.
Oh, and the leisure batteries are really easy to get to.
Yeah, the leisure batteries are actually...
Yeah, really easy to locate, and everything's...
That's come out, I need to screw that in.
That's really easy to get to. Leisure batteries are under there, and you can just pull that front off.
And all that are there.
Yeah.
Your fuse box, dead easy to get to.
Yeah, it's really handy, really easy to get into everything, isn't it?
So yeah, and there's plenty of lighting in here. Loads of different sections of lights. Little lights, you've got big lights, you've got lights outside, inside. It's like there's lots and lots of lighting options in here. And we'll show you that they've got, whoops, don't want that on. Just managed to turn the heating on by accident, so we'll turn that off because there's no gas on anyway. So yeah, so lots of lighting, and there's a good little battery charge thing up here that shows you. So if I go through this, there you go, I'm on full battery virtually. So you can look at that and it'll tell you all your water and stuff. So vehicle battery, fresh water 25%, because we had that up to 100, but we were away for nearly 3 days at a festival, having our own showers. So this is really strange.
It's really confused us.
It's an Archimedes screw or something. If you fill this up, it doesn't say 25, 26, 27, 28%. It goes 25, and then when it reaches 50, it'll go 50, and it'll tell you it's 50 until it gets to 75. Then it'll tell you it's 75. Now, when it gets to 100, if you're not watching and overfill, it will dump all your water back down to 75, and you have to start again and get it just to that 100. So I'm not sure what the design is. I've got it to a T now where I know when I'm getting close, I start to fill up slowly, then check, and I can get it to 100%. But yeah, it just dumps it out of an overflow. I'm sure it's an Archimedes screw or something. It's something. If somebody knows what that is, great, let us know. But yeah, it's a bit strange, but that's the only
hell out
foible
of us to start with.
It's the only foible I can find on the system. As we've already talked, the fridge runs off constantly off our 2 batteries. So when it's on, it's running off those 2 batteries, and we've got the solar coming in, and that'll just keep that going forever. Yep. So on here, there's 2 ways of running our heating system and our water system: electric on hookup and gas. So we don't have diesel like we had in our other van. So the one thing that is a bit concerned about this is the gas that you would use in winter. If you're away in this and you need the heating on and you're not plugged in, you're going to be using gas. So this has 2 settings, one for gas and one for electric, and that's the same for both. Now the hot water doesn't take long to heat up at all, and you don't even have, there's 2 settings on it. There's a medium and a high. The medium will do you 10 minutes, you'll be able to have a shower. And the heating works really well. There's quite a few ducts, including one in the garage. So if you've got stuff hanging up, there is hot air that goes into the garage as well, which is good because it's underneath your bed. So you don't want that just being cold and transferring all that cold through. So yeah, it's a good little heating system, but I think I'd have preferred a diesel heater. And if you look at our video about the Bailey that we looked at, that's plugged into diesel, the heating, so you know that you're always going to be able to fuel that heating system through winter. And we'll get onto the gas and stuff, and in a bit we'll show you that round in the boot. This is one way to the garage through doors, but we'll take you around and we'll show you actually in the garage. And one of the reasons we got the van is that space and the bike rack. So the garage. Careful of that tree. I don't want to damage that tree there. We'll only open it so far. So this is the garage. You can see we've got fair bit in there, but you can get a lot more in there. So we'll turn a light on. So like I said, there is electricity, so you can actually have strip lights that will light up your garage for you. And I'll move some of this around and show you. So, one of the main reasons we got this is this. This is the bike rack. So before we're putting them up here, front wheels off, in, slide in. Jobs are good, and it's really good because all of this doesn't get damaged. You can put your wheels in between. We get all our bike gear around here, so there's plenty of space to store all our rucksacks, all our shoes, helmets, water bottles, hydration systems, tools and stuff, that'll all go in there. So that's really, really good. Really, really like that. There's a lot of storage. So we've got trays down here, which we've got some ramps in and some other stuff in there. There's storage up here. There's bins either side that you can put storage in. So there's quite a lot of stuff goes in there. And the van actually comes with a big water bottle that's not in here. So we use this cupboard to store things like the Karcher. This is actually where we will put our air fryer when we travel. So if we're on hookup, we'll use the air fryer for cooking and we won't use the gas to save some stuff. So on this side, you can see we've got some stuff in here, but this is where the gas cabinet is. And that takes 2 6-kilogram . Yep. So 2 6-kilograms will go in there. If we had any problems with this van, it's probably the gas situation. It's great for Britain, great for doing stuff, but if you're travelling about abroad for months on end, that ain't going to cut it. But we can't decide what to do, so we did think about doing all the getting the underslung, but I'm not sure that there's a lot of gas around in Britain anymore. And if you watch, there's a video by Gadget John where he's actually looked at how many have gone, and half of them have gone in the last 12 months. So underslung possibility. I did think about that cupboard. Could be converted into another gas cupboard, not to plugged in, but to just store legally a gas with the hole in, so if there's any problems. And the fastened, so it could take 3 kilograms. But when we talked to somebody who's been across, they said what they do is just change the pigtail. So we might have to get some pigtails, and that'll mean we can use French gas. I think Spanish, it's hard getting the bottle to exchange, but we did find somebody near Malaga apparently that might be able to do that. So I think we might just look for a gas, and if we get to Morocco, pigtail from Morocco, gas when we run out. So yeah, the gas is a bit of a worry out of our things.
Just for long term.
And we're running the hot water there off the gas, so it's a bit.
I think it's just the heating, innit?
Yeah.
And we're not worried about gas for general use. It's only if we've got some coal, you know, for the heating. It's. I think gas will manage with absolutely fine.
So it's a really good size. I mean, we haven't packed this very efficiently at the moment.
Because we haven't needed, yeah.
Yeah, but I think we can get even more. If we're going on a big journey, there's so much space that way. Instead of thinking it linear like that, think of it like that. And I think there's quite a lot of space in there. I think I'd get a bike bag in there with another 2 bikes. But
that's what he keeps trying to tell me.
I'm going to get 4 bikes in here.
He thinks he's getting 4 bikes in there.
4 bikes. I'm going to get 4 bikes. And we've got our new chairs and tables and stuff. And if you look at the other video, we've got all that, our first table, our first chairs. We keep things like little pans, our steps in there. Tools, I usually have all my bike tools and stuff in there. So we need to decide what to take and what tools. So if you've had gas, like panic, let us know what you've done and how you found travelling. I mean, 2 6-kilograms, did you manage on that? How many months did you manage? Did you go to Morocco and swap over? Any help on that would be great, because
that's our main concern.
Yeah, our main
only
concern,
heating.
Yeah, our main concern is this power supply. So yeah, but it's a great little space. It's really, really good.
It's your man cave, isn't it?
That's great. All the stuff that goes in there. And look, my stylish little. They're going to be a fashion thing. You heard it here first, right? Got Kwan. He'll be buying these.
Yeah.
This is the cassette. It's a bit tight here, but it's a lot bigger than the one we used to have. It's a lot bigger. And this also has a flush system. So you fill up the flush system here, and that takes a lot of water as well. I think I don't know, I think it's about 10 litres I've had in there. So there's a lot of flushing, so fill that up. The thing about this is, when you fill it up, it will look full. So you see that? But as you put more water in, there's an overflow bit. So it comes up, it raises above the point there to go in. So it'll always look like that, even when you're filling it up. It'll keep on showing water until it's completely
right,
full.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so don't think it's full because the water's there. Keep filling it until that starts rising up to the top.
Oh, good tip.
We haven't put any chemicals in the flush, and we use green chemicals in the toilet. We
Yeah.
don't use blue.
We don't
None
use
of
a
that
flush.
nasty blue, do we?
No, we don't use it. We just use it because I'm really keen on everything being environmentally friendly, as you know.
And these,
Right.
These are the bits
This
that
is a bone of contention.
yeah. So these bits here apparently come off quite frequently or get knocked off. So I actually have a spare one of these taps, and I'm going to get some spare pipes to take with us abroad. And somebody is making a fitting that will help hold them together better, so I need to do that as well.
That
I'll buy
appears
that
to be a
off.
weak spot, doesn't it?
Yeah, a lot of people lose them, but they're just cheap plastic things, so you can buy them and replace them. So that's that. I've also got a spare pipe for the heating. So the heating is underneath. So all the heating and water and the ducts are underneath the van. So if you hit a big piece of water and go through it, the pressure of the water will actually, they're just cardboard wrapped in foil, these pipes. They're not like aviation, or they're not maritime pipes. So they can just squish, break, go off. So I've got a spare one. I'm going to get some more spare ones and take them, because that's most likely thing to possibly, if we hit bad weather, that could be a bit of a problem for that, because they're not really designed to go through all that bad rain and stuff. So you have to be careful with those pipes. So yeah.
We're going to get snow chains as well, aren't we? Just in
So we had
case.
snow chains for the other one. To go into Europe, there's certain parts of Europe in winter, it's an actual law. You don't have to have them on if the weather's not crap, but you have to have them in the van in case the weather is crap. So we need to get some new slow chains.
Just in case.
Yeah, we've got a set to sell. Don't fit in our other van, but these are much bigger, chunkier wheels, so we need a new set.
Cracking wheels on these, I love them.
Yeah, and these
The other ones felt tiny compared to these.
The van is much higher because of the wheels, isn't it?
Yeah, a lot higher. I think she's a good looking van. Obviously she's a she.
It's a van.
Yeah, she's a she.
It's transgender, it's a van.
She's a she.
It's a van.
But I think it's a beautiful looking van. Perfect size. Yeah?
Yeah, and
Oh.
of course, one thing we have had twice now is an awning. So you know we love an awning. We love them so much, we've bought two so far for this van. If you go back through the videos, you'll see what happened to the first one within 4 hours of having it out. So yeah, we use that not just for sun. So that'll come in handy when we're abroad if it's sunny, but we use that for rain. So when we're getting the bikes out, we're doing all bike stuff, we can pull that out, we can do all the bike stuff underneath, out of the rain, get changed, out of the rain. So they're great. People go, oh, should I get one? I'd get one. We had one on our last van for 3 years. Not a problem, didn't have any problem. We were just very unlucky with the first one. So yeah, get one of them. So, should you buy this van?
Absolutely. Is this the van for us?
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
If you're an outdoor person, you know, you want to have adventures and you're on a budget, this is the van for you.
Yeah.
All day long.
Yeah, so we can highly recommend it. It's a great price point, great build for the price point, does everything you could possibly want. Yeah, there's a couple of things we would change, but hey,
Everything's a compromise,
Yeah.
unless you've got shed loads of money.
Yeah.
And this is just the best. Well, we're not even compromising, are we?
No.
We've got a good finish. We've got a good size van. It's great to drive. You've got a brilliant garage. We can keep the inside clean. All the crap goes in there. It's perfect for us.
Yeah. So let's see how we do on a little journey for 3-4 months. So anyway, if you want to see how we get on in the van, we're off to, well, we'll land in Holland, we'll go through Belgium, into France, down to Spain, possibly Portugal, and then hopefully Morocco. Going to be about 4 months maybe in this van, so you'll
Depending
see how
we
it all
get
works
on.
out. Yeah. So hit that subscribe, yeah?
Hopefully we can get on in this tiny space.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
Right, so yeah, subscribe and see how we get on with the whole thing.
Yeah, it's going to be a good ride.
Yeah, not long till we retire. Catch you in a bit.
Bye.
Our hearts beat to the city streets, we began to feel the fire. We rise like tall buildings as the chemical